Most people, when they think great career, they think Google. Most people aren't thinking soaring through the air on military aircraft as a good career. But what if I told you that the benefits of the Air Force could rival those of a big tech company like Google? In this video, we're going to explore the perks that these two career paths offer and see how the Air Force stacks up against one of the biggest companies in the world. So Google is one of the most well-known tech giants in the world. They're the creative minds behind most of the technologies we deal with day to day, like YouTube, Google Search, Gmail, and even Android phones. Yeah. They're well known for their innovation and for how they treat their people, so this makes them highly sought after for their workplace. They have a bunch of reviews on Glassdoor, and about 64% of people are giving Google a 5-star rating for their workplace. And about 86% of people express that they will recommend Google to their friends. But Google doesn't have a monopoly on innovation and all the cool stuff. From the moment you join the Air Force and go to basic training, a wide array of benefits become accessible to you. And these benefits provide support for both your professional and your personal growth. So let's see how these two giants measure up against each other. I want to start with flexibility because ever since COVID, flexibility has become one of the most highly sought after benefits. Google really tries to accommodate its employees, so they have this hybrid work schedule. And sometimes they can let you work completely remote, just depending on your role in the company and the value you bring, of course. Contrastingly, the Air Force doesn't really have too much flexibility for your schedule because the nature of the job is mostly like hands-on activities. So if you think about it, you have a plane, it needs to go up in the air, it needs to come down. You can't work remote to get that plane in the air. Now, there are very few jobs in the Air Force where you can work it out with your supervisor to do some type of remote work. This was very popular during the COVID times, but most of that has kind of dwindled away. So don't expect too much flexibility as far as your work schedule goes in the Air Force. So for a company like Google, it's safe to say that they outperform the Air Force when it comes to flexibility. So I'll give them 2 points, but I'll give the Air Force 1 point. All right, I'll give them 0.5. We could do 0.5. Okay, so now we know Google's got that leg up on the flexibility. But how do the health insurance benefits measure up? So Google provides really good medical coverage, and it also offers their employees some flexibility so they can kind of customize their coverage for themselves. So they offer vision, they offer dental, and on top of that, they also offer on-site medical staff so you can have quick access to some healthcare while you're working on campus. They even go a little bit further with a life insurance program, which will grant your spouse or your partner 50% of your earnings for 10 years if something were to happen to you. However, the flexibility and choice of these premier programs are going to come with a caveat because there's going to be a lot of out-of-pocket expenses. On the flip side, the Air Force offers a health insurance program called TRICARE. This is going to take care of all your health expenses, not only for you, but also for all your family members and dependents. And they also offer a life insurance program, which will pay anywhere from $400,000 to $500,000 if something were to happen to you. So with that being said, I can't give more points to one company or the other, so I'm just going to give them both 2 points. Now, something that people are valuing a lot more since COVID is going to be your paid time off and your vacation time. Now, looking into Google's paid time off, man, it's really hard to compete with this company because they do so good. They doing the most. It's superfluous.
Doesn't this seem superfluous?
So most Google employees, they're going to enjoy some good paid time off covering both vacation and sick days, averaging anywhere from 20 to 30 days per year. However, the exact amount is going to vary depending on a few different things like your title, your experience, and how long you've been with the organization. And on the other side, you have the Air Force, which everyone gets 30 days paid time off a year. And anytime you take leave, you get paid just the same as if you were working. One of the things that kind of sets the Air Force apart is when you go on vacation, there's a bunch of different businesses which give discounts for military members, which makes it a little bit less expensive for us to travel. And something else where the Air Force shines is we have unlimited sick days, meaning you don't have to take leave when you're sick. So in this category, I would say the Air Force steals the spotlight, and I'll award them 2 points. And I'll give Google 1.5 points because they got a pretty good pack. Now that we know about the paid time off, I want to take a look into the education benefits that each one of these companies provide. So Google really aims to support continuous learning for its employees. So they offer $5,000 a year in tuition reimbursement, but you can only use this tuition reimbursement for career-related courses. On the other hand, the Air Force provides $4,500 in tuition assistance. Now it's $500 less a year than Google, but the Air Force doesn't constrict you to career-related education. Now they do want you to get your associate's degree first in whatever career you're doing in the Air Force, but after you get that associate's degree, you can major in whatever you want. Not only that, the Air Force gives you $4,500 for certifications as well. Now, one of the coolest things about this is the certification doesn't have to be related to your career. So me, for example, I'm going to use this program to get a certification in video editing. Has nothing to do with my career. And lastly, the Air Force also offers the post 9/11 GI Bill, which is an education benefit mostly used by members who've already separated so they can continue their education. Now, some key things to note about this post 9/11 GI Bill is you can use it at pretty much any school. Another thing to note is it also comes with the housing allowance. So this is extra money that you get in hand to kind of help offset living expenses while you're going to school. And the last thing I want to note about this GI Bill is that if you choose not to use it, you can transfer it to your dependents. Me, myself, I gave 12 months, I think, to my wife so she can complete her master's degree, which took me from 36 months to now I think I have 24 months left on my GI Bill. So with that being said, I really think the Air Force has the best education benefits to any company. I don't really think there's a company who can compete with them. So I give the Air Force 2 points, and I have to give Google 1 point for their education benefit. So we're tied up to this point, but we haven't considered the most important benefit to most people yet, and that's the pay. Now, Google, being the tech giant it is, it's known for its competitive pay. They give annual bonuses anywhere from 10 to 20%. They give stock options in the company, and most of their employees are making $100,000 plus a year. It's really hard to compete with that, not just the Air Force, but any company. So we gotta give them 2 points for that, which brings them to a total of 8.5 points. Now, the Air Force is different. It's not really known for its pay. People aren't running to the Air Force for its money, but that doesn't mean it's a scrub when it comes to its pay. They pay 3 different incomes. You have your base pay, they pay for your housing, and they also pay for your food. And for that, I have to give them 1 point, which totals 7.5 points. But one of the things that the Air Force does that a lot of companies don't do is they try to keep up with inflation spikes. And every year they give their members an annual cost of living raise. And in 2024, we got one of the highest cost of living raises in almost 20 years. So if you want to learn more about Air Force pay, I got a video on the screen right now that'll break it all the way down. Like I always say, I hope this video brought value to you. Stay beautiful, stay classy, and until next time, check me out.